r/AskReddit asks. Serious, has a friend ever done/said something that just straight up ended the friendship? What happened? Hey, do you want to be your own boss and retire by 25? I recently had a girl from high school hounding me about this crap. First to buy, which I told her no because I'm not spending what little disposable income I have on those products. Then to sell, which I told her I'm all set because I have anxiety. I was so nice about it, thanked her for offering, thought that was it. Nope, long Hun-bot-esque paragraph about how she was shy too. But this company is making her branch out and she's shocked how comfortable she's gotten. All you have to do is, like, ma'am, I said no. I'm the dumped friend. She posted a video from The Onion of a fake senator reading a fake bill that was all redacted, and you could tell with context clues it was basically saying in the event of Armageddon, the high-powered people have bunkers to hide in. She made some comment about the redacting and our government is hiding stuff. I commented that it was a satire video and not real. She got super mad and accused me of trying to make her look stupid. She said there was no way she could have known. The Onion was in the bottom right-hand corner of the video. She blocked me and we have never spoken since. We had known each other for at least 5 years. More accurately, my parents, took her in when she ran away from home for, like, a year when we were teens. When her husband beat her up, early 20s, I road-tripped all night to pick her back and move her back in. She said that relationships were more important than school as a reason for refusing to help on a group project. She was obsessed with her new boyfriend and didn't want to do anything else. We sent the emails to our physics teacher and she got put into her own group. People like that are why I dread group projects. Glad the teacher backed you up. In college, a former friend tried to have sex with me, I'm also a guy, while I was blackout drunk. He was not drunk. He did that despite knowing I am straight and had a girlfriend at the time. Lucky for me there were some actual friends that stopped him. I passed out once while all my friends were taking shrooms and they stopped a dude from putting his balls on my forehead. I really appreciate that. I was 16 and had my first boyfriend. I confided in my best friend of a decade that I was really upset because he got annoyed at something I said at Baskin-Robbins and threw me against a table and then down on the floor, and that it wasn't the first time he'd shoved me around. She told me that she didn't want to hear it and that I had no right to complain because unlike her, at least I had a boyfriend. That was pretty much that for our friendship. Edit to add, so people can stop freaking, yes, I broke up with him, and it was like 2.5 decades ago. I'm in a safe and loving marriage. Had a whole bunch do it at once. I used to have a group of people I thought were my friends. Because of this, I did a lot for them. I helped them out by working on their projects, supported them, let one stay in my home rent-free when they were in danger of becoming homeless. I did all that for these people, but 2 years in a row, they couldn't be bothered to do something as simple and easy as meet up with me for drinks to celebrate my birthday. Half of them didn't even bother responding to being invited. I've pretty much cut them all out my life now. I'm done being used by those who don't care about me. I was in this situation once. After a few years I looked back and thought to myself how nice it was to have them all gone from my life. The friends I have now are all awesome, genuine people. My best mate's now ex-girlfriend told everyone I had sex with her while they were dating, when I definitely had not. She was the most irritating person I'd ever met and I don't know if I've ever been attracted to someone less than I was to her. Ruined our friendship and destroyed her relationship with my mate. She is one of those people that crave drama and can't live without having something wrong to moan about. She's currently pretending to have multiple personality disorder and blaming that for every time she's a dickhead so she can get away with it. After convincing me to delete my accounts everywhere and make new ones. After promising me that they'll protect me from my abusive ex. After witnessing everything my ex done to me, and how it scarred me for life, I found out that my best friend was dating my ex behind my back for months, lying about it the whole time. I didn't know who my friend was dating, as they refused to introduce them in person. It turns out they've been dating behind my back a few weeks before my ex broke up with me. The whole thing scarred me to this day. It's been a year and I haven't heard from either of them since, though. Good riddance. Edit, spelling, punctuation. If it's any consolation, Sounds like she made her own karma. I got sexually assaulted by 2 guys in a summer camp and told it to my best friend. After calling me stupid for letting that happen, she apologized and I forgave her. Then I saw her parents who asked how summer camp went and all she did was turn to me and go, "Well, you made many friends, didn't you? Don't you want to tell my parents about it?" With a big smile on her face. I don't feel too bad about thinking that she can fuck off in hell. Seriously, what the fuck? It's one thing not believing you and it's another clearly wanting to embarrass you about it. This sounds like someone who is either a psychopath or just too immature to understand how horrible sexual assault is. I find lots of younger people and children do not understand the full seriousness of it and misjudge their response based on that. I just hope that now she's older she realizes what a terrible person she was back then. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Sexual assault is bad enough, but the betrayal can only make it worse. I have chronic health issues, and my best friend was trying to get me to drive 30 minutes to her house to go swimming when I had to pack to leave town the next day. She kept pushing and pushing, but when she finally realized I wasn't going to agree, she sat back and said, "You wouldn't be any fun even if you had your health." I left and didn't speak to her again. A friend in college had a very mild form of epilepsy. Due to the medication he took, he could not drink alcohol. He really liked some of obscure music that attracted a strange and quite druggy crowd. He was very open about his condition. Yet one of the women in his group of friends openly berated him for not doing drugs. No one really stood up for him. Maybe they realized what a complete piece of shit she was and didn't want to say anything, but who knows? You know what, recently, like late 2019, I started getting out of the house. I'm a single father of 2 girls and I've focused on them 1000% for a really long time. I finally got out of the house a few times, and I'm serious, I went to this friend's house a few times for game nights. Basically drinking and cards. Till this dude hauled off and hit me for accidentally touching his fucking hat of all things. What struck me most is that they were hosting and didn't even offer an apology to me. It was quite insane for me. It was like I was back in high school. Unfucking real. I gave them ample time to fucking realize what happened. It took the person 3 months to even realize we are no longer friends on social media and she's trying to add me back now. And honestly, it fucking broke something in me. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. They probably have deeper problems that have tormented them before and after. Having young kids can be isolating. I hope you meet lots of really good people in the coming years, and they wash away that crazy hat drama memory. All the love and good karma you are investing into your kids and your life will magnify and grow in so many different ways. One of my best friends of several years set me up to get robbed for £390, my wallet and my jacket. The guy who robbed me pulled a machete on me and kept it against my neck. I don't really know why they decided they want to do it, but I know from enough people, and just the way it all happened gave me suspicions, telling me it was him that I found out. So naturally I stopped being friends with him, because it was a bit of a dick move and all. I'm all for some dickish pranks and moves and all, but I really begin to draw the line when fucking robbery with a machete happen. She told me to never speak to her again after she learned I was hearing voices. And we never spoke again. I feel compelled to hide my schizophrenia because of people's possible reactions. I've been straight up told that I shouldn't be alive, voting, driving, or even be around people because I'll hurt or kill someone. Statically, we are less likely to hurt others. Edit, I've found that this is unfortunately not completely true, at least among untreated schizophrenics. Most of us who go through treatment have a better life quality, and violent urges and voices tend to fade over time with proper medication and therapy. I've had schizophrenia for a long time, ever since I was 8. If you wanted to talk, I'm always open to hear. Best friend and ex-coworker for 5 years. Confided in her and told her about my self-harming, depression and stuff I went through as a child. You can imagine, 2 days later she not only told the whole of my old workplace but told my family too. Absolutely heartbreaking. I had a best friend do the same when we were in high school. People talked about it for a good while and would make snide comments. My cousin and I were inseparable as teens. He went on his mission, Mormon, and I went to hang out for a few days. When he got back, I was so excited. I got there, paid for all the fun stuff we went out to do, no problem. His childhood friend and I were trying to get him to go for a walk to this cave we used to go to, and he decided to tell me what a piece of trash I am and I'm going to hell because I'm gay. I didn't say a word as I drove him home immediately. I said get out and haven't talked to him in the 8 years since then, fuck him. My former best friend, of over 6 years, hit up my ex-girlfriend the day we broke up. He sent her a DM asking if she wanted to hang out at his house, parents but WTV. At the time he also had a girlfriend, who was pregnant with his kid. My ex hit me and his girlfriend up with the messages. My ex and his girlfriend decided to go together at his place and expose him. I didn't want to do with any of that, but I didn't want anything to happen to either of the girls. So we show up, his mom greets us and lets us in. As soon as he saw us three he knew that his shit was up but acted all surprised. We told him we knew. He kept defending his case by saying his little brother, who was fucking 6, sent my ex those messages. Well, to make a long story short, his pregnant girlfriend left him. He's currently paying child support. He also moved out of the state like a month later. My ex and I are back together and 3 months into our marriage. Last year, I think, this man sexually assaulted a teenage boy, 16 or 17, and the man was a middle school principal. The boy went into depression and was contemplating suicide, and he now has mental problems. I was talking to my friends about it in a group chat, and one of my friends who knew the man started defended him as if her life depended on it. Started cussing me out and talking about how he's always nice with her. Obviously he won't touch you, you're a girl. My other friend kicked her out of the group and we all blocked her. The victim of the situation preferred killing himself over telling someone about it, and it broke me. As for that friend, I want nothing to do with her. Said I was being a bad friend for not wanting to game after my 6 10-hour shift that week. I was beyond exhausted and desperately wanted to go to bed. Said friend also called me a little bitch because I was worried that I got my then GF pregnant before this incident. That GF later left me for other reasons, so I decided to start making changes without her holding me back. New job, different living arrangement, started doing more outside of the house, etc. I didn't mean for him to be one of the things left behind, but I've gotten out of that pit and have much better friends now. I've had friends just straight up stop talking to me, which I guess is a strong indicator that our friendship is over. I've lost friends this way too. After always trying to make plans to meet up, it got tiresome. Friends I've dropped I just wanted to see first if they would ever reach out to me. Occasionally they would, then a text would go unanswered for a month or two. That's not a friend to me. Of course I get the text like a year or two later after nothing, like where did you go? No thanks. Didn't love my dog when he was dog sitting, carelessly let her run away, then failed to look for her. My surveillance cameras caught it all. I was pissed. Friendship over. That's fucked. I knew a girl who went on vacation and her dog sitter was a temp roommate at the time who was supposed to be leaving a month after she got home from her trip. So she lets the roommate stay on the last month rent-free in exchange for pet care, but over the 2 weeks the roomie stopped sharing a lot of snaps of the dogs and cat, and friend was getting worried but trying not to get too worked up over it. She comes home at 1 a.m. to an apartment filled with cat and dog shit everywhere, empty food and water bowls, and each animal had lost noticeable weight. It was hella traumatizing for her, and besides kicking the shitty roomie/pet care out the same night, she still has trouble trusting pet care when she travels now. We had one friend that said he fell on bad times with money, so we paid everything for him during the next couple of months: drinks, cigars, travel, and after a few months we found out he was going out with new people all that time and was acting rich in front of them with all the money he was saving by scamming us. I hope it was as worth it for him as it was for us. I was considering moving across the country, during college, and mentioned it to my best friend at the time. She started yelling at me, via phone, that I need to get my life together and need to stop sleeping around, and if I continued that when I moved my friend I was moving near would ditch me. Needless to say, I was in shock as I was not sexually active at the time. I hung up and refused to answer her phone calls. As she continued to blow up my phone later in the day, another friend took the phone and proceeded to yell at her. Haven't been in contact since that time, and it's been almost 15 years. Haven't missed having someone make me feel bad about my life choices. My best friend quit as the best man of my wedding 2 weeks before wedding's day. Why did he quit? His new girlfriend doesn't like me. It seems like weddings are the ultimate friend filter. Yup. She said she was going to kill herself because of me. All I did was plan an event her baby couldn't come to. I get she was dealing with postpartum depression, but that's a hard no for me. Postpartum sucks and is extremely hard. I've had it. But any person who says they're going to kill themselves because of you is still a hell no. I've been suicidal at points, but I've never threatened someone with "I'm going to kill myself because of you." That's just not right at all. I just found out through word of mouth that one of my best friends and groomsmen has been telling people he's skipping my wedding to go to his girlfriend's college graduation. He's known me for 8 years, they've been dating for 6 months. My brother's best man dropped out of his wedding like the week before so he could fly on some new type of airplane. Thankfully my dad stepped in and had a suit that would match. I had a friend was on the phone with my brother who was hanging out with me and my ex-GF. He was on speaker but didn't know, and asked my brother if he was going to try to sleep with my GF. Which all three of us heard. My brother ended that conversation real quick after that and I never spoke to that friend again. Sounds like your brother might have been the dick there, depending on his intentions with the question I suppose.